TC Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back to the Spiritual Shepherd YouTube channel. Today we are going to be getting into self-concept, self-fulfilling prophecies, self-autonomy, the power of affirmation, self-belief systems, truly actually building autonomy and consent. Consent is a very important aspect of self-concept or building your self-image, building a positive self-image or changing up your self-image. Which is what? Imagining a new self, self-imagery, okay? And this is connected to your self-esteem. This is connected to your self-worth. This is connected to your belief systems. This is connected to ultimately the quantum, which is your ancestral DNA or your generational line, your generational curses, your generational blessings. This is all interconnected with a specific type of self-image. Now, the big thing is that you start to see there are certain aspects of how you can build this, either through confidence, habitualizing your habitual construction. Now, one big thing with the habitual construction is if you are constantly evolving and up-leveling and really building yourself habitually, your subconscious mind is going to get into connection with that type of aspect. And as we start to get into alignment with that aspect subconsciously, it becomes easy for us to just do our habitual construction. We have continuously built our subconscious mind. Now, self-concept is also the way that we believe about ourselves. Okay, how we believe. Self-belief is connected to self-concept. Self-fulfilling prophecy means that we always have to be right. We are always right. We need to be right. We must be right. And so we are right because we have to be right. Okay, so this also implies that when you say that you can't, you're right. When you say that you can, you're right. Okay, and it's because you've already put your belief energy, you've put the vibrational, energetic frequency of belief into that type of thing, whether it's can't or can, okay? Just like Henry Ford says, whether you say you can't or whether you say you can, you're both right. And this is connected to our collective consciousness, so the way that we believe about everybody else and the way that everybody else believes about us, so our own reputation. Self-concept is also how we generally and genuinely believe about ourselves. Now, it doesn't matter as much of what people believe about us. It matters more individually how we believe about ourselves and how we believe about our purpose to the whole collective, okay? We know that one person that has projected their belief systems on this is how it has to be. This is how it has to be for you. When you said, no, this is how it must be for me because this is how I truly believe and what my purpose needs to be. So we understand this. Now, the importance of self-talk or positive self-talk. We must build positive affirmations and positive suggestions. Affirmations is when you affirm it. Suggestions is when you make a suggestion to yourself. I think that you should continuously be on this Akashic trading because you're gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna make a lot of money doing this. You're gonna build multiple streams of income doing this. You make that positive suggestion to yourself. Say, as well as affirmations. You know, I keep making a lot of money doing this Akashic thing. I keep making a lot of money, tapping into this. I keep making a lot of money, doing coaching, consciousness coaching with TC. I keep and you could put that. Same with self-belief system. Every time I go to the gym, I just feel happier. Every time, that's a suggestion. Okay? I guess that is an affirmation and a suggestion. Affirmations and suggestions are very, very, very similar. They're both masculine. Okay? Then there's contemplation. Contemplation is feminine. Okay? Confirmation is feminine, meaning that it is reaffirmed or it is reconfirmed. Okay? Now, as we build this, y'all, let's continuously get into it. Self-talk, self-concept. Building positive self-talk is the empowerment from our old belief systems, changing our old belief systems into new belief systems. Now, a big thing with self-concept is self-love, self-care, okay? and self-acceptance. A lot of us, we are in self-development where we're like, oh, I'm going to continuously develop myself. I'm going to develop myself. I'm going to develop myself, which is also implying that we must develop ourselves, that we're undeveloped ultimately. Okay. And this is a interconnection with self-acceptance, meaning that we must first accept ourselves. We must first accept our problems. We must first accept who we are, how we are, why we are, the way we are, all this type of stuff. And as we love ourselves more and care for ourselves and care for that self more, that is also showing us our self-development and our journey. It's showing us where we must journal. It's showing us where we must walk. It's showing us the path that we must take. Okay? Because we all have a different image of ourselves. And also, I encourage you to paint the proper image of yourselves. Not physically. I mean, you can if you want. But I'm saying paint the proper image of yourself. Paint the proper image of yourself. That is what's really coming through is like we shape our self-concept. So if you don't really resonate with things, which I get into belief systems and permission slips, I will generally do that. I believe that that's on Wednesdays. Yeah, that'll be on Wednesday when I get into shaping belief systems, and it's more into the quantum aspect, the permission slips aspect of your life. But just tapping in is start writing permission slips for who you really see yourself as, who you imagine yourself as. What type of imagery do you see as who you are, as self, as capital S self? Okay, meaning like you are the first player character in your life. You show up for yourself. You are main character energy. Okay, or are you secondary energy? And you have to see that's where who you used to be is secondary, or maybe that's what they tried to tell you to believe, and then maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I didn't really fall for the lie. Like my whole life, I really haven't fallen for like, this is the way that it is. I always had this like mindset, like I know I'm here for a reason. And so this life is just so beautiful. Like you just look around, you're like, wow, there's just like, whoa, like you're in a trance. You're in a transmutation of states. You're in a transformation of planes of yourself. And that is really building inner confidence, building it, living it, loving who you are, accepting it, accepting your confidence, accepting that some people might see your confidence as arrogance because they wish to really embody that confidence. Okay. And then they're like, you're arrogant. Okay. It's very easy to just like project onto somebody so then you don't do the inner work or do the self-acceptance work. A lot of us are into that self-development stuff. We are very much into that self-development stuff. But the self-acceptance, that's the rarer aspect of it. Now, to conclude this, as we shape our self-image, as we shape our self-concept, as we shape this is a big thing is like we have to see what we identify with and what we don't. So find out what you don't want. By finding out what you don't want, it also tells you what you want. And then you identify that as I have this. I cultivate this. I build this. I'm empowered by this. So you can't be afraid to evolve out of what you were programmed. You can't be afraid to evolve out of the things that you were taught. If that's where you're at, if you have already leveled up your life and people are not where you're at, and I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. I'm saying like if people are never going to choose to try to figure out who you are as a being, then it's important that you still figure out who you are as a being. That is your purpose. That is your path. That is a must. That is a non-negotiable. As you don't negotiate with yourself, like I have to do this because this is something that I've studied. This is something that I've learned, and I can choose to still love the people and love the things, love the ideas, and love everything in my life that still tells me that I'm this old version. I can still love them and I can still be there for them, but I must do this. It's a non-negotiable in my life that this is what God is calling me to do. So that is building the self-concept, and that has everything to do with internal work. Everything is internal. Everything is eternal. Okay, that is the big internal aspect of it. The way that you feel, the way that you think, the way that you consent, the way that you autonomize, the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you habitually construct, the way that you train, the way that all this type of stuff, your mindset, your emotions, your actions. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. Everything's in the description. If you guys want to do personal coaching, everything is in the description. Click that link below. Peace.